So the whole ban kicked off after the Indonesian utility PLN informed the ministry on the 31st of December about its critical level of stockpiles. You see, the Indonesian producers have something called a domestic market obligation, where they have to dedicate a certain percentage of their coal production to the domestic market in order to satisfy utility demand. And PLN reported only 4 days of supply at the end of last month. So the Indonesian government ordered the ban on coal exports for January until utilities are able to secure 20 days of supply. The Indonesian government implemented similar bans in the past, but it's been selectively applicable to companies who are unable to fulfill the domestic quotas. The main reason they're in this situation is the domestic price cap of $70 per ton. So miners can get about twice that, as you pointed out, for the same amount of coal on the export market. With high Chinese demand, producers likely deferred domestic shipments in favor of coal exports. The ban is concerning for international markets, where Indonesia currently supplies 44% of seaborne thermal coal, as you pointed out. So PLN wants around 15 million tons of coal delivered this month, and they reported overnight that 13.9 million tons has been contracted for. Over 3 million tons has already been delivered since the start of the year, and they only need around 4 to 6 million tons more in order to reach the goal of 20 days of stockpile supply, or the amount required to lift the ban. It's also in the interest of producers to fulfill the domestic requirement as soon as possible in order for the ban to be lifted and they can continue to benefit from the current high international price.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, the motivation from the Indonesian side to enact this ban is pretty easy to understand. Basically, they want to keep the lights on and their economy humming, right? The point man in the Jokowi administration, who's in charge of liaising between the government and, of course, the coal miners, is Muhammad Lutfi, former general, and he's basically been Jokowi's go-to guy, get things done guy since from the beginning. How are those conversations going? Because, I mean, wow, these miners must be going, okay, look, we've got this DMO. We have to sell a quarter of what we mine to you guys at half the market rate, and now you won't let us export. I mean, it must be a pretty tough conversation.
Absolutely. So they're getting pressure from the miners, and they're also getting pressure from other governments, as Japan has stepped in, asking the Indonesian government to please let their current cargoes that are on ships be exported. It's a high quality coal. It's not likely to go to the domestic market. It's a particular type of coal, and so Japan's putting pressure as well. And we don't think that the ban's going to last the full month, of course, and will likely be lifted within the week, because they are very close to getting to that point where they've got enough stockpile supply. And this certainly has lit the fire under the producers to make sure that happens.